Now on Spotlight, a new year and a new beginning for students. How some are getting a jump start, honing their skills.
From the classroom to the ball field, how hands-on lessons in science and nurturing are helping some protected animals.
Then move over, Doogie Howser. See who's helping these high school students get a leg up on medical school. Thanks so much for joining us for this edition of Spotlight on Education. I'm Claudia Shea.
And I'm Rick Blackwell. Students learn at different rates, which is why the district uses online tutoring tools such as Math Nation.
Yeah, you know, students are very familiar with their online math tutors, but they were pleasantly surprised when some of the tutors visited classrooms in person.
Hey Math Nation, welcome back. Now, first thing I want you guys to do is dust off your old factoring skills because we're about to put all of those to use right now.
To math students at Village Academy and throughout the district, Darnell is an online star. So imagine students' surprise when this Math Nation tutor visited this school and several other campuses in person.
I looked at him and I was like, hey, he looks familiar.
Darnell is one of several video tutors from Math Nation, a free learning resource available online and on mobile to all Algebra 1, Algebra 2, and Geometry students in Florida.
And what we try to do is we try to make it as interactive and as entertaining and as engaging for the kids as possible, and we try to showcase our personalities.
While the district's teachers provide the primary instruction set by the Florida standards, Math Nation is a supplemental tool that adds relevant instruction to reinforce what students learn in the classroom.
The reason Math Nation is an important tool for my students is because, as with all of us, we learn at different levels and we process information at different times.
What we're going to learn today.
There's a math lesson given, whether it be algebra, geometry. Students can log on to this system and specifically choose a lesson or ask the tutor questions so that it meets their individual needs.
And it can meet those needs 24/7. Math Nation is always open.
If I missed out on a topic or if I needed to gain more understanding on a complex subject, I'd just go to Math Nation and click on one of the videos that I'm on the topic that I'm confused about, and they teach me how to do it, and I'd come to school the next day talking about, hey, I know how to do this.
And students who know how to do this share their knowledge on the Math Nation wall, assisting other students and earning karma points in the process.
We extend our congratulations now to Miss Cassandra O'Connor from Park Vista Community High School for this next distinction.
Student Cassandra O'Connor was recently congratulated by district leaders for being the first student in Florida to earn more than 20,000 karma points.
I love math, and math's just so fun for me, and I love to help people with math.
Students helping students, relevant instruction, and paving the way to a successful future, certainly worth cheering about.
Math Nation rocks!
Okay, what's the best way to ripen a banana? Can you create music by blowing into a bottle? And are coffee grounds really a good fertilizer?
Pretty interesting stuff. Those were just some of the experiments conducted at the 60th Annual Palm Beach Regional Science and Engineering Fair.
Meet some of the 445 middle school students, along with 154 high school students, who stand tall in front of their work at the 60th Annual Palm Beach Regional Science and Engineering Fair. Competitors like Louis Otero from Watson B. Duncan Middle School. Louis tested different materials to find the best method to clean up oil spills.
The cotton material absorbed the most oil.
This 7th grader wants to do his part to protect the environment.
We're the people who are going to be the grown-ups who are going to take care of the world when we grow up. And we can't replace it, so we got to take care of it.
That passion to make a difference on display throughout the South Florida Fairgrounds. Seminole Ridge High School senior Rudolph Hall explained to Deputy Superintendent Dr. David Christensen how he used amplifying DNA and UV lights to test food for GMOs.
This isn't really a project for me, it's more of a project to the public. You know, people want to know what they're eating.
To see the depth and the breadth and the complexity of these projects where you have students solving life's problems and making the world a better place.
Congress middle school student Quest Taylor wants to be a pediatrician when he gets older. He explains to Judge Joe Holcomb the effectiveness of ripening bags for bananas.
I classified them into groups. I had dark green, light green.
92 volunteer judges will grade the students on their research, execution, problem solving, and creativity. Holcomb is the manager of K-12 curriculum for the Palm Beach County School District. He says the science fair is all about the high expectations outlined in the strategic plan.
The way these kids are conducting, designing, and carrying out these experiments and reporting out their results and really thinking about what they're doing, that's really the highest level of rigor that we're looking for when students are executing work on the standards.
Dr. Robert Avosa got to see these high achievers in action.
Our kids are just so brilliant, and they think outside the box. They're not like us as adults. We unfortunately sometimes put a frame around our thinking, and they don't.
And for their work, many of these students will go on to the state competition, where they could win college scholarships.
Chalk up another success for the district's summer intern program. 4 student interns from last summer's intern program are now being hired by the district's maintenance and plant operations department. That makes 9 former interns so far who have gone on to become full-time employees in that department.
We want to let you know there is a new number for the school district's transportation call center. That number is 561-357-1110. On scheduled school days, the center's hours of operation are from 6 a.m. until 6 p.m.
This month, the Palm Beach County School District and schools really across the state will celebrate Literacy Week, January 23rd through the 27th.
The theme this year is Literacy Changes Our World. The main objective, of course, is to promote the enjoyment of reading for children and adults of all ages.
Okay, time now to salute students and staff making this week's honor roll.
Our first shout out goes to Frontier Elementary School, where students use their art skills to take a stand against bullying. After learning about bullying from the school's counselor, 5th grade students drew pictures illustrating how bullying makes children feel.
Polo Park Middle School musicians received rave reviews during the school's annual series of winter concerts. More than 300 educators and family and community members attended the concerts.
Wellington Elementary also treated members of the community to musical performances during Barnes & Noble Night. The bookstore donated a percentage of its book sales to Wellington Elementary's media department to help buy books for the school.
And Seminole Trails Elementary is extending a big thank you to author Suzanne Klein. Ms. Klein donated numerous copies of her book titled Cosmo's Great Adventure, The Case of the Whatever Blues, to go home with each and every student from pre-K to 5th grade.
And one more honor to mention. Congratulations are in order for Teresa Stupas, principal of the Conservatory School in North Palm Beach.
She was recently honored with a Leading Light Award by the Sunshine State Public Relations Association. The award recognizes outstanding principals who demonstrate leadership and creativity in communicating with parents as well as the community.
Principal Stupas is credited with bringing music and new life to a neighborhood elementary school and growing the Conservatory School into the district's first K through 8th grade school, which is now one of the most popular in the area. Elementary school students in Palm Beach County are taught according to Florida standards.
And the grades children receive are based on these standards. Okay, here's a look at the benefits of an elementary standards-based report card.
All of our instruction is based off of our standards.
Helping elementary school students achieve their dreams involves teachers who provide a world-class education tailored to the individual needs of every child.
We moved into Unit 5 and we're in the middle of Unit 5, so tell me something that we are currently working on in our math lesson right now based on our standards.
Standards in math, science, and other primary subjects are dictated by the state of Florida. Florida standards set expectations for student achievement. Elementary school students in Palm Beach County are graded on these standards. The standards-based elementary report card provides detailed information indicating a student's progress in mastering year-end standards in each subject area. Each subject area is divided into a list of skills and knowledge that students are responsible for learning. Students receive a separate mark for each standard.
The standards-based report card really helps a parent to see exactly what a student is learning and what they're expected to do by the end of a school year, as opposed to the traditional report card that gave letter grades, but a parent really never knew what those grades meant.
Rather than letter grades, the standards-based report card assigns performance codes, which show the student's overall progress toward meeting the grade level standards, such as EX meaning exemplary. PR indicates that the student is proficient. AP means approaching grade level standards, while ND alerts parents that the student needs development in meeting grade level standards. Students are well versed in Florida standards and the detailed grading system.
If we get like an EX, it's actually more explaining what we're getting, and it's not just like, oh, you got an A. But if you get an EX, it's more like exciting because it explains more on what you got.
In addition to performance codes, report cards also include standard codes, measuring the student's progress for each standard. X means the student is meeting standards. Hashtag indicates an area of concern, and O means not assessed.
It really is specific. When you get an A, a B, a C, or a D, that is a combination, an average of all the skills that are taught for that subject. In this report card, we don't average, and it shows you specifically what the child knows or what the child needs to learn.
Students in grades K through 5 are on trimesters, so the report cards are sent home 3 times throughout the school year. However, educators urge parents to remain in regular contact with their child's teachers.
I think communication is the key. Keep those lines of communication open between school and home so that they know exactly where their student their strengths are and what areas need to be still developed.
Developing academic skills and clearly communicating a student's progress help ensure that all Palm Beach County students receive equal access to a world-class education.
By the way, elementary report cards for the second trimester will be sent home with students on March 7th.
New enrollment figures show more and more students and their parents are choosing Palm Beach County's choice programs over charter schools.
And this is really important. The deadline to apply for the majority of the hundreds of choice programs is just days away.
It's January 27th for the non-arts programs such as the very popular medical, aeronautics, culinary, automotive, and many other academies. Now, if you have questions about the choice programs available, go to the school district's website, palmbeachschools.org/choice programs.
You know, Rick, I think everyone would agree that many high achievers really attribute their success to someone who helped them grow professionally and provided them with direction.
It is so important to have a mentor, someone who not only encourages your progress, but also pushes you to work hard to meet your goals. And now there's a new mentoring program at John I. Leonard High School. The John I. Leonard Medical Academy has great teachers,
patient's name,
incredible equipment, and amazing coursework. This wonderful choice program has been compared to a med school at a major university. Now it also features med school mentors. Dan O'Shea and Nadine Najjar from the University of Miami Med School take time from their busy schedules to help John I. Leonard students Jorian Rivera and Wilmar Escalante.
Well, you guys are doing awesome. This is pretty much how it works.
This is how it goes.
Yeah.
Mentors Dan and Nadine also joined 8 other University of Miami students in a panel discussion about med school. This mentoring program falls in line with the goal from the strategic plan to foster postgraduate success. The group talked about how to get into a med school, what it's like once you get accepted, and reasons to become a medical professional.
But if you haven't actually thought about it, I would totally encourage you to just think about why it is that you want to go into healthcare.
Med school student Nawara Alawa graduated high school 7 years ago. She pictured herself as a student in the audience, and she was excited to help out.
Seeing them and how excited they are and kind of being there and paying it forward. I mean, all of us had somebody that helped us. So just to be able to offer them a little bit of advice is really rewarding, and I'm looking forward to being able to interact with them more and hopefully help them as much as we can.
During the presentation, the medical students put up a slide titled, "So What Now?" Their advice? Study hard. Break up big goals into small steps. Shadow doctors. Find a mentor and volunteer at hospitals. One of the key nuggets of wisdom from the presentation?
No matter what you have to do, you can still enjoy yourself at every stage of your life.
They all agreed being a medical student is hard work, but it helps when you have mentors and the support of other students.
You can't underestimate the value of mentoring, and now a new year brings a new mentoring program to both Highland and Heritage Elementary schools.
That's right. Starting this month, 3 boys in either 4th or 5th grade will be paired with a mentor twice a month after school. The mentors will help the children understand the importance of personal and educational success and achievement. The overall goals are to improve the students' grades, behavior, and school attendance.
It's one of the most recognizable landmarks in South Florida, and you can bet local students jumped at the opportunity to visit the iconic Jupiter Lighthouse.
They were granted access to this historic treasure that most of us see but have not explored.
After studying Florida history in their classroom, students from Binks Forest Elementary hit the road and the waterfront to unlock some history at the Jupiter Lighthouse and Museum. Once inside this 1860s landmark, the students faced a long climb to the top on a very steep circular staircase with a railing on just one side. They were careful navigating every step.
Whatever you do, do not look down.
Once at the top, students were in awe, taking in the surrounding area and proving their local knowledge.
This river right here is called the Loxahatchee River. Can anybody guess what Loxahatchee means? Yes, ma'am. River of Turtles, great job.
They were impressed by the legacy of the lighthouse and its ongoing role for mariners.
Lighthouses were built to protect the ships out at sea. Our lighthouse on a very clear night can shine 30 miles out to sea. That's pretty far.
Students were amazed to consider life in a far more primitive way. Their history lessons momentarily coming to life as they experience life inside a real Florida cracker house.
And this was to sift the flour. There's storage underneath. What do you think that cradle-like object was for?
Quite a difference from life in our modern-day apartments and homes.
It's surprising because, like, it's very different from how we live today.
A new perspective, making history relevant, and realizing the important and lasting role of our iconic lighthouse. Lessons these students won't soon forget.
Love the views on top of the lighthouse, and we were talking about it. You get a good workout climbing up and down those steps.
Up and down those stairs, and they wind all the way up. Not for the faint of heart.
Right.
Okay, well, straight ahead, the A-team is in action, and we're not talking about Mr. T.
Next on Spotlight, a student reporter shows us what it takes to compete in this intense academic challenge.
Too many of our kids miss too many days out of school. When they miss school, they miss out. It doesn't matter whether the absences are excused or unexcused. Low attendance can lead to low performance, from preschool to high school. Showing up is the first step for success. Make sure your kids go to school every day, on time, all day. Attendance matters. You need to go to grow.
Welcome back to Spotlight on Education. You may want to mark your calendar for February 2nd.
That's when the school district will observe Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day. Now, businesses are encouraged to take that time to show students how the lessons they learn in school apply in the workplace. Students from K through 12 may take part.
You know, the competition is really heating up as high school teams throughout the district square off during the 2017 Academic Challenge.
The competition is taking place across the hall in Studio A here at the Education Network. Reporter and competitor Presley Narcissus joins us with more. Hi, Presley.
Hi, Rick, Claudia. In each round, representatives from the teams attempt to correctly answer questions from the moderator. This year, the competition began with 16 district high schools going head-to-head. After 3 days of competition, the field narrows to 6 teams. The teams are well prepared, and they need to be, because the questions are challenging. Here's an example of one of moderator Yetta Green's questions.
Questions. Name the Scottish king killed by Macbeth.
Ultimately, one team will prevail at the district level and take home the trophy. Next, the 6 top-performing competitors from the various teams will form one new team to represent Palm Beach County in the state competition held in Orlando in April. That's a quick look at this year's competition. Time for me to get back to the game.
Thanks, and good luck to Presley and all the competitors. It's a challenging but very fun competition.
It is, and speaking of fun, teachers throughout the district know that creative lessons engage students.
And here are a few examples in our Learning is Fun segment. School Culture and Climate Committee at Frontier Elementary hosted a paint party for teachers and staff. Mrs. Vidal led the group in painting a snowman canvas. A great way to relax and build relationships between staff members. It was so much fun.
Meantime, Frontier Elementary's 5th grade students brought the taiga biome to life. Students created a living forest presentation of the plants, animals, bodies of water, and landforms found in this northern region.
Pre-K students at Wellington Elementary now have a better understanding of safety measures thanks to a visit from Sheriff Deputy Dwayne Brown. The Deputy Brown explained the importance of bicycle helmets. He also pronounced each student a junior deputy sheriff and gave each a gold sheriff's badge.
And the holidays may be over, but memories live on in Whoville. Lantana Elementary School students and staff created their very own Whoville, the fictional town which served as a setting for How the Grinch Stole Christmas by Dr. Seuss. Students and staff at a local elementary school definitely give a hoot about wildlife.
Up next, what they are doing to help some threatened owls. This is truly turning some heads.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly.
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
Welcome back. A family of Florida burrowing owls has, for several years now, made its home on the ball field at Crystal Lakes Elementary School in Boynton Beach.
And students at the school, they're working hard to protect the owls, who were recently placed on the state's list of threatened species.
Crystal Lakes Elementary School in Boynton Beach is home to some very smart students and 2 wise owls. For years, the birds have lived in a chained-off habitat next to where the students run for physical education class, right on the baseball diamond. But their burrows are collapsing, and the boys and girls want their ball field back. So 25 3rd through 5th graders went to work. They received a grant from the Audubon Society to create 4 new owl habitats. Sure, there were some adult volunteers, but for these students, their names are all over this project.
It's very important that we always look out for the little guy, and sometimes if it's not working out well, we need to have a helping hand.
The students participate in an elective class called Wildlife Conservation.
Welcome home, owls!
They're studying how these Florida burrowing owls are now considered a threatened species.
They are going to learn how important it is to be protectors of our environment. Just by this one little lesson today, they know how important they are and what a big difference that they can make.
The Audubon Society of the Everglades paid for the supplies needed to create the 4 new owl habitats.
Paul Craig is from the organization Project Perch.
And they're going to go down that pipe and they're going to find that nesting chamber.
He has spent time with the students in class talking about wildlife.
This class answered all the questions. I had a ton of questions for them.
They knew their
stuff. And they answered every single question for me. This class is very bright.
Bright students who don't mind working hard to help the owls.
It was all worth it. I liked being a helping hand and
making sure that these animals have a nice place to stay.
The habitats are still on school grounds, but away from running students. This school is nicknamed the Bobcats, but they're known for the owls and caring kids.
So it was a beautiful habitat. The kids did a wonderful job. It's going to be interesting to see now if there's going to be more owls that are going to make their home at Crystal Lakes Elementary School.
And if they change their mascot name to the Owls, you'll have to stand by for that. Okay, time now for a look at what else is in the works in this week's community calendar.
Registration is now open for the winter session of the adult and community education classes offered through the School District of Palm Beach County. Classes begin January 23rd. Learn more by visiting www.pbclearn.org. You're invited to a free interactive history lesson. The second Seminole War Battle reenactment will take place January 28th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Loxahatchee River Battlefield Park, located at 9060 Indiantown Road in Jupiter. And the School District of Palm Beach County will observe Take Our Daughters and Sons to Work Day on Thursday, February 2nd. Kindergarten through 12th grade students may participate in this annual event.
If you have a story to share, please send it to goodnews@palmbeachschools.org.
And we hope you enjoyed this edition of Spotlight on Education, brought to you by the Education Network.
Keeping you informed.